I've got a couple phrases I've worked with you in class on, and just for a little review before I actually do a derivative or two for you, I'd like to go over those phrases. The first one is the derivative of a product. Now you'll notice here we've got a function, y equals the first times the second. The derivative will always be the first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first, or first d second plus second d first. The other phrase is, I think, more helpful because it's a more complicated formula for you to remember. It's a clever little phrase, and basically we're saying that y is the function, and it equals the high function over the low function. So basically we have a y, we have a high, and we have a low. And here's the phrase. The derivative of a quotient will be low d high minus high d low all over square of low. Now, if you remember to do it correctly, it will always rhyme. I want you to notice that in both formulas, the bookends will always match, if you will. The first and the last always match. The same thing was true with the product. The bookends of first and first also match. Now, let's take a look at actually using these on a couple examples. Here's my first example. Our function is 6x times the natural log of x. Now, as always, what I want to do first is to take my coefficient and remove it, pull it off to the side, so that in essence I'm going to be taking the derivative of x natural log x. What I end up with then is the first, that'd be x, times the derivative of the second, plus the second, log of x, times the derivative of the first. And now we just actually do the calculations. We have x. The derivative of the natural log of x is 1 over x plus the natural log of x times the derivative of x, which is 1. And now let's do a little simplification. The x's cancel, and I'm left with just 1. And 1 times the natural log of x is the natural log of x. Let's take a look at a quotient now. Here, I've got the quotient of the natural log of x all over x cubed. Again, my little phrase is low d high minus high d low all over the low squared. So in other words, low is x cubed times the derivative of the high minus the high times the derivative of the low all over the low squared. Now let's work it out. X cubed I just copied. The derivative of the natural log again is 1 over x minus natural log times the derivative of x cubed, which is 3x squared, all over x cubed squared is x to the 6th. Now let's do some more algebraic simplification. Notice that my cube and my power of 1 cancel, leaving a power of 2. And I've miscopied here. This should be a minus, of course. The natural log of x times 3x squared, I've just rewritten as 3x squared natural log of x. And notice that all three terms, the two terms on the top and the term on the bottom, all have at least 2 x's, which I've canceled to leave my simplified fraction and my final answer.